Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide, and in today's video we are checking out the Supernote platform, in this case Supernote Manta, because it has received a new update, update 3.26. It's not a large update, but it does bring some things that I think some people who may have been looking for it will find genuinely useful. So let's check it out. And right out of the gate, this is not a huge update, just a couple of little tweaks and fixes and comfort of life things. We got things that are added system-wise, ability to display the last viewed page in a sleep mode, and the calendar now supports landscape mode, as well as an adjustment that the navigation for the note list and the event lists in the monthly and the weekly views of the calendar are no longer page-based, but you can just kind of flip them to continuous vertical scrolling. So let's check these out and see how they work. So let's first start with the displaying of the last page on the screen when sleeping. This is something that Supernote platform desperately needed because that allows you to put it into a zero consumption state while still being able to see the contents of the page. And that's something that I use constantly on my books Note Max and something that I missed on the Supernote platform, but thankfully now we finally have it. And to activate it, you need to go to Settings, then to Display and Input, and then in the Sleep and Screen, we now have the option of Last Viewed Page. And then you can turn it on. It will automatically disable the image and quotes, so it's either or. All right, and let's see now if I have just a document opened here, and I press the power button to go to sleep. Yep, Supernote is sleeping. This is fine. This is great because you don't have any interaction with it and all that kind of stuff, and you can wake it up by pressing the power on button. I don't have the pin code, but if you had a pin code for unlocking, it would pop back in. One thing I do mind is the lack of options to customize how the screen will be to indicate that the screen is indeed in sleep mode, because this is so discreet that I can easily see people basically forgetting that they are in sleep mode and going like this, and it's like, what the hell? Oh, nothing is working. Oh no, it's broken or something like that. So that's something that's going to happen when you're tired and you've worked a lot. One easy way to kind of get rid of that is the way that I have it on my Note Max, which has the same thing, but you can see the black header and footer, or vice versa, that immediately tells you where that you are, in a sleep state. So while it's nice that this functionality has finally made it to Supernote, I think that it's not really a complete implementation, because some level of customization and some level of clearer indication that indeed the device is in a sleep mode is needed. And the simplest one is basically header and footer, or header or a footer, or something other than just this text superimposed on top of everything. It's fine to have this option as well for those who want it, but give the option to other users to customize it to make it a bit more clearer when the device is in sleep mode and when it's not, because the difference currently is minimal. Additionally, we have some files and settings optimizations, namely that the file display has been optimized and the sorting experience with improved navigation and layout of the sorting buttons. That's what they are saying. And we have improved speed of the opening folders, and in the settings, we have optimized the interface for the screensaver settings, which I think is something that they had to do to work with this point in here. All right, now if we go to files, let's go into notes, for example. Here's the sorting now. So with the sorting, it's very similar as it was before. And you have by name, size, and time. And the reorganization is fine. It's fairly responsive. You have the thumbnail images, the big view, thumbnail plus text, and you have text only and icons for folders. But for me, this view currently feels like the one that I would normally use, the small one, because it's nice and compact, and yeah, the differences here are quite okay. Another thing that they've been mentioning is that there's like a responsiveness to the file browser that has been improved, and I can attest that yes, it feels a little bit snappier than it was before, because you have both the screen and the reactiveness of the device is a little bit snappier and a little bit more immediate. So yeah, there's that improvement in this update as well. The next one is for the calendar, and the calendar itself, you need to have the auto rotation enabled, of course, but if you do have it enabled and you just flip to landscape mode, it will now flip into the landscape mode, and you can use it in monthly, weekly, and daily views as well. Come on, my fingers are dry. There we go. And yeah, it works pretty much seamlessly, and I don't see it having any kind of big issues with rearrangements. Now, let's add some kind of tests here so that we can see how it flips things around. And if we flip it around, yep, they're self-contained, and the cells understand that, yep, they're individual entities. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if we get the same type of consistency in the monthly view. Yeah, so the cell differentiation is indeed functional and good. Now, I'm not going to fill in the whole kind of thing with the events and stuff, but one of the improvements that they said is like if you have multiple number of notes and multiple number of events on a day, that you will no longer need to flip pages through them, but you will be able to scroll up and down vertically for the list of notes and events for the current day, and I believe in the week as well, to find your event or the note that you're looking for. What happens when you do this? Ha! Yes, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. They managed to kind of keep it like that. All right, cool. And lastly, we have a couple of fixes in notebooks. Fix the issue in left-handed mode, where specific scenarios you could cause unintended activation of the lasso area eraser tool. So basically the palm rejection thing. Reduced the probability of unintended inertia scrolling during slow swipes when scrolling horizontally in portrait or vertically in landscape orientation. And in files, fix the issue where the locked note files might occasionally appear unlocked when returning to files after being edited. Very strange. So that's the update 3.26. Personally, I don't use the calendar, so it doesn't really affect me that much because this update is mainly focused on the calendar functionalities, but I imagine that it's going to be a very welcome feature for those who do. For me personally, the addition of the screensaver to show the last page is something that I'm genuinely excited about, and it does directly impact and improve the usability of the Supernote platform for my own personal use case scenario. But as I already said, I wish that it was a more complete type of implementation so that you can customize it in a way. So for example, like we have a black header here that clearly denotes, what version you're at, and it makes a clear differentiation. Well, we should have the same type of header saying, hey, we're in sleep mode right now. Nothing more than that. That's more than enough for a user to see and understand what's happening at a glance, that you don't have to kind of go around and figure things out when you are not fully focused on the device, when you are tired, when you're distracted, and all of those kinds of things. I think it's just a simple kind of thing. Knowing Rata, I'm actually surprised that they haven't put out the whole thing in a more fleshed out state, because usually they do. But yeah, I imagine that coming updates are going to bring this kind of functionality into a more polished type of a state. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, if there's something that I've missed that you have also seen as part of these updates so that I can address it in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!